Two games of hoops on a Thursday night. Knicks get it done in Knicks fashion. Clippers extend the series to a game 7. We're going to get into it now. My name is Shlomo Stark.
My name is Larry Jacob.
And this is the NBA Daily Recap in 15 minutes or less. Levy! Game of the day. Knicks beat the Pistons in 6. I had them winning in 5. This team's going to give me a heart attack. It's like I can feel it in my heart, I guess. My chest pounds every time they play. Can't we just get a blowout win? If you look at the whole series and just go quarter by quarter, it was as close a series as anything.
Yeah, they were very motivated.
Every game down to the finish line, and this could only end in the most Knicks way possible. Asar Thompson, did I get it right? Is it Asar or is it a man?
Asar, you're good.
Asar Thompson been playing phenomenal defense on Brunson the entire game, and yet when it mattered most, Asar Thompson flew off my screen. Could not even see him. Just went like the road runner, like that beep beep, and just was gone. And Brunson, like he's done 1,000 times, and what's earned him Clutch Player of the Year, drained the 3. Then the Knicks played great defense on the ensuing possession, did not let him get a shot off. Knicks win. I want to give props to the Pistons. I don't like them. At one point, I even called for their death. It's great. She's like, allegedly. I actually liked at the end, even though they've hated each other the last 2 weeks, they all hugged. Nothing but respect. And I do want to give the Pistons a lot of respect. I thought this would be a cakewalk, this series. It was not. It was a brawl. It was ugly. And who knows if the Pistons had Isaiah Stewart and Jaden Ivey, maybe they win this series. And it's a young team that's going to be great. I'm excited to watch them for years to come. And they did a really good job against this Knicks team. Like, they figured out some of our flaws and they pounced on it. Jalen Duren grew up in front of our eyes. He became a man this week. It's like his bar mitzvah over here, Jalen Duren. And I got to give him props. I like this team's core. Like, you got Cade and Ivy and Tobias Harris. Schroeder and Hardaway are free agents, so we'll see what happens with them. They were pretty big for them, but this team is interesting, and we're gonna see if Cade has another level to go. And I want to give this team a monologue and props, which I think I've done.
Quickly, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And there was sorry, I was gonna go in more monologue, but you can speak.
No, go for it.
Nah, I was gonna go and as a Knicks fan, and I'm thinking about the Celtics, but let's first get your take on this series before I talk about Knicks Celtics.
I think this game was one of the less exciting games out of the bunch. Like, towards the end, obviously, it picked up. I feel like throughout, I don't know, I just feel like it wasn't as much of as much of an energy.
That's just because you're not a Knicks fan. I was having heart attacks every play. I was I actually felt chest pain every time the Pistons scored. I was like, not a game 7.
Malik Beasley really, really overperformed for them this season. And you saw in this game also, he was just hitting crazy 3-point shots. He brings so much energy to this team. I'm a little worried that next season our expectations are really high for Detroit because of how good they played in this series and to finish out the season. And they're going to
Just a fun fact about Malik Beasley to further your point. Steph Curry, this is the first year he didn't lead the lead in 3-pointers since he's been Steph Curry, so 2015, 2014 range. First place was Anthony Edwards. Second place was Malik Beasley. Third place was Steph Curry. That matters.
Yeah, 100%. He really and this is, nobody could have seen this coming. Nobody. I think he was playing for Milwaukee last year. If he was doing this for Milwaukee, it would have been a completely different story. I don't want to tell you that Ivy would have helped the situation because that means that he would have played less minutes. So it would have been less shots going to him. Maybe it would have helped in game 3 or whatever it was when Malik wasn't really hitting shots. The game ended tonight on a Cade pass to Beasley that slipped through his fingers. And he could have, made an attempt at a shot or whatever. Didn't happen. Really lucky for the Knicks.
Lucky, great defense, but yeah.
But he was catching that before and then shooting it immediately. He was feeling it tonight.
No, but I'm saying it wasn't lucky. It was great defense. A little bit of luck. I think you're right.
But it was, it was I think the most down to the last second exciting sequence that could have happened without having to go to game 7.
Yeah. And here's what I'm debating, and maybe you could help me with this. Were the Pistons better than we thought, or were the Knicks worse? And that's what scares me about this Boston series, is because I'm trying to talk myself into maybe the Pistons were just so much better prepared than we thought they were, and the Knicks are actually excellent. Or was it the Pistons were the Pistons and the Knicks just this lack of bench and the streaky wing players we have are just very easy to exploit and Celtics are going to walk all over us. I'm trying to convince myself, but
I think in the Pistons case, I've been watching them very closely this year because I had Kate on my fantasy team. In the Pistons case, they actually managed to gel right when the playoffs started. Like they realized in and of themselves that Schroeder was an important piece to them. He didn't start playing well for them exactly until the playoffs, like this well for them until the playoffs. Like,
right, well, they only got him at the deadline.
but I'm saying that's the whole second half of the season, or at least the last quarter of a season. Like you'd expect some more of a something more comprehensive, but this team really came together like in this series, and you got to see how tough they were. But they were also like a really, really excellent all-around matchup for the Knicks. They would have been a really good matchup for the Celtics as well. Like they have size, they have athleticism, they have like young legs, you know? And on top of that, like they have skill. They're a very skilled team. So I I think I am a little bit more worried about the Knicks than I want to be, and more so than I should be. I think, but the issue for me is that you have such like not exactly looking at the Knicks, more looking at the Celtics. You have such good dynamics in the Celtics that that's the only part of it that worries me. Like you have these defenders that are really all-world defenders, and the Knicks rely so heavily on Jalen Brunson. The rest of the team is really gonna have to pull together in order to make it competitive in the next series. Is really the truth in my eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have Celtics in 6, but really I think it's Celtics in 5.
Yeah, yeah. Drew Holiday didn't play a couple games last series, I think, right? Or he didn't play one.
They're saving him for the next game. Then they're saving him for the next series.
Maybe, or maybe he's dealing with something that he's gonna sit down.
No.
One can hope. One can hope. Okay, I want a competitive series. I want just the Celtics to cakewalk to the finals again. It's stupid.
I want the Knicks to win the series. I can't predict it.
No, I don't think it's gonna happen.
I'm predicting Knicks Celtics in 6 when in reality I think it's Celtics in 5.
Listen, maybe next year we'll have a better shot because Shams Charania reported this morning that the Celtics might have to trade some people. So maybe
I want the Knicks to try to get Giannis, but whatever. We'll talk about that in the offseason. Who do you have? We use all our first round picks on a guy averaging 33% from three, whatever. Who do you have in the Knicks? Like, you still, we're like, what's your prediction on that before we move on to the next game?
I think it'll be 6 games. I think that Brunson is crafty enough to figure it out, but I don't think it's gonna be a close series.
I think it's a 3-1, one of those.
It might, yeah, maybe. Unfortunately, competitive basketball, but it's.
I think I agree with you. I will be, by the way, just fun fact for our listeners. I will be in the U.S. for all 2 weeks of these games.
Watch party.
I don't think I'm going to end up going, but if there's a game 7 in Boston, you might see me there. Like I might just drive up to Boston and be like,
with Ben Stiller and Timothy Chalamet, and then you see Shlomo.
My boys. Okay. Next, Clippers beat the Nuggets. Big win for them. They stay alive. They win 111 to 105. This is a very close game throughout. Clippers had like a really good third quarter. Nuggets had a very good fourth quarter, but just not enough to get the victory. James Harden bounced back. Good game 6 after a bad game 5. Kawhi Leonard doesn't have bad games. He's been great. Jokic doesn't have bad games. 25, 7, and 8. Jamal Murray played solid.
I think that's a quiet night for Jokic. It's like it still boggles my mind.
It's honestly like what did he even do?
And it's crazy also like because the young team in the Thunder is getting rest in order to deal with these older guys. Like we haven't talked to the Thunder in so long. It's because they're just waiting.
Yeah. What's really cool is did you see this Ty Lue? He would like he was checking in on people yesterday. And like wanted to see. He was like apparently he like doesn't do this, but he was like texting people, calling people yesterday, like on their day off. And to quote him, he like said in the post game, he said he took a lot of temperatures and he wanted to make sure they were mentally ready to fight for their playoff lives. I love Ty Lue. He's great.
I think he named himself from the Cleveland.
Yeah. Listen, it's my 2 favorite words in sports. Game 7. I love Game 7.
You can run the Zaza Pachulia clip of "We're going to Game 7, baby."
Yeah, that's a good one. I love Game 7. It's so exciting. It's just so. Also, nobody plays well.
Oh yeah, it's too much pressure.
It's like so many misses and like it's so intense. These teams were great. This was the most. We said Game 7 after the first game in overtime. We're like, this was a Game 7 series. Here we are as predicted. I think it's Saturday night, so we'll talk about it on Sunday. As now the playoffs are meaning the first round's coming to an end, we could talk let's just talk logistically about, unless you have more to say on this Clippers Nuggets game. I just feel like the Clippers were slightly better towards the end.
Yeah, Norman Powell was the engine of the Clippers down the stretch. He played really well. He looked like the freshest. And like he was really moving out there. It's funny because remember last game I said that the Clippers just looked like tired. Everyone looked tired in this game.
Zubats was playing really good defense in the end.
That's true. That's true. Also,
Zubats was great defensively.
I don't think I mentioned also last game. He's towards the end of the series picks it up a level defensively. Maybe that's because Jokic is like moving around a little less, but he's really picked it up defensively and he's playing very well.
Yes. Okay. So we have tonight Houston Golden State. We're not going to recap that. And it'll either be Golden State wins in 6 or Houston forces a game 7. I'm predicting Golden State wins this in the Chase Center. I would be very surprised if the Rockets are able to pull this off. You know?
I don't know. It's hard to say because just based on the last game, they kind of figure out a little of the formula. I would say, yeah, let's say Warriors. Let's say Warriors. I think they're going to be upset about last game. They're going to be in Chase.
Okay, great. And then Sunday, meaning Saturday night, the Clippers in Denver have their game 7. So Sunday we'll recap that game and then we'll do predictions of round 2 total series. Even though we already predicted the Celtics next one. But we'll have the schedules out and everything like that. Okay, that was the NBA Daily Recap in 15 minutes or less. I want to thank you, Levi, for co-hosting and producing, just being a good-looking guy. And I want to thank you for listening.